Today we have a very special guest with us. So all those juicy questions that you guys sent in, you're gonna have a live male perspective. So can you tell us your name, where you're from, and your age range?
My name is LaVon Washington. I was born in Louisiana, grew up in Houston, but I spent some time on the East Coast. I say I'm a balance of the East Coast and the dirty South. My age range, I'm 38.
And the most important, what is your relationship status?
I'm single, and I'm at a point in my life where I'm looking to settle down.
Okay, all right, ladies, here you go. Question number one, how do you transition from the friend zone to the girlfriend/wife?
That's a really good question. But what it really comes down to, men kind of make the determination whether or not the relationship is going to happen. And so it's really up to the guy. It's not a whole lot that the woman can do to change his mind.
Nothing?
Nothing at all? I mean, she has to be a good woman, so that's a good start.
Okay.
So she's a good woman. There's a likelihood that he believes that she is the one for him, that he's going to drop everything to make sure that he doesn't miss out on that. You know, most men are not great at multitasking.
We know that.
So we have a one-track kind of vision in mind. We have our goals set. And it's hard to kind of have multiple goals going on at the same time for men. Depending on how he prioritizes things, you have to get some of those things checked off before a woman can enter the picture as a relationship. So not saying guys can't date. We can definitely date.
Okay.
But when you go from hanging out, dating to like girlfriend, the guy, I feel like there's a certain element that he needs to have accomplished before he go down that path. Supporting, being in a relationship.
Would you say, as a female friend, should they continue to be the friend in hopes of maybe transitioning when he's ready? I mean, how are we supposed to know that?
Yeah, that's another good question. So I tell all my single female friends, like, don't waste your time. Like, you don't want anybody to rob you of your years and your youth and all those things. And so if it's meant to be, it will be. And most guys, when she's out of his life, and he really misses her and recognizes, like, okay, this is somebody I really want to be with, he's going to do everything in his power to get her back. And so I think sometimes women have to realize this is how men operate. When men see a woman that they want to date or court or anything like that, and it doesn't work out, like, figure, okay, the next one just kind of rolls up. A lot of my female friends, anyway, is like, I want that guy.
Okay.
And nobody else.
What's wrong with that?
You can't put all your energy and focus on one person, especially if they're not reciprocating and doing the same for you. A guy has to have made up in his mind that that's something he wants to do at that point in his life. There's no magic formula or acts of kindness or service or just being sexy. Like, none of that stuff really matters.
Okay.
Like, you can rarely change a guy's mind. There are women who are the exception. You know, if you are the exception to that dude, I think you would feel it and know it. Guys, for whatever reason, we gotta have all these other things checked off before we start going down the relationship path.
Thank you. I hope that answers your question. Thanks. Question number two. I love this question. Do men really listen? Husbands, boyfriends, even male friends just don't seem to listen to us.
So that's a loaded question. I think men listen. We just don't listen all the time.
Okay.
I think men and women like just communicate differently. So women typically have more words that they use throughout the day. So they have a daily limit of like, say, 5,000 words that they have to use. A man's daily limit is like 500 words. And so once we reach our 500 word limit, like, we start to like shut off like the communication. And so just because we're not responding in a certain way doesn't mean we're not listening. It's just that we ran out of words. So we don't have a whole lot left to say for the day. In all seriousness, most men just aren't communicative and talkative. Less is more. And sometimes that may come across as, oh, he's not listening to me because he's not communicating back to me like I'm trying to engage in conversation. And it's really like, you just don't have a whole lot to say. Most men are kind of like direct and to the point. We're just waiting to get to the punchline. It's not that we're not listening, we have a limited number of words we have to use throughout the day. So we wait to get to the punchline, we shoot out 1 or 2 word response, and then we're done.
Okay, so on to our final question. Just gonna give you a little background. Now, she's in a relationship with her boyfriend. She feels as though he wants to leave, and in order to keep him, she is planning to potentially maybe have a baby. So, question. It's been really tough ones today, I apologize. Does having a baby keep a man in the relationship?
So I would say yes and no. Just the pretense. You should never try to have a baby with somebody that doesn't want to have a baby with you. However, if you do go on that path, obviously you guys have had some type of feelings. You've been involved, you've been dating, you've been in a relationship. So you know the person cares about you. But they might not see you in the long-term picture. And what the baby will do is keep him around short-term to kind of, I didn't think I would see her as my wife or see her for the next 10 years, but, I was man enough to have a baby with her. Let me see if the baby would help kind of change things. More times than not, the baby doesn't. The relationship might spatter for another, 3-4 months after the baby is born, or a year or two. But ultimately, if the guy has never decided to convince himself that you're the person he wants to spend the rest of his life with, he will come to that point and want to move on. And then it's just a nasty, ugly picture around. I will say in the short term, it could definitely prolong the relationship, but you don't want short-term relationships. relationships. You want somebody to spend ultimately the rest of your life with. And I think having a baby with somebody who doesn't want to have a baby with you, or is confused about whether or not they want to have a baby with you, it's just setting, especially for the baby, it's just setting up a recipe for disaster.
Okay, well, thank you. And I think that Lavon said it perfectly. I think the majority of men would say the same thing.
And if he finds out,
that would be a really bad problem. Thank you for sending in your questions. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, great Monday, and wherever you are, whenever you can, try to make this world a better place. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.